Lose the Boss segment tonight. As we reported earlier this week, the data from the state of New York shows that some welfare recipients are accessing entitlement cash in strip clubs, gambling dens, and liquor stores. However, the story is fraught with danger for those who report it.
What stops people from going to Whole Foods and using the ATM card there and then going to a casino? It is just another effort to berate those people who are in the lower class.
Playing the poverty card once again. Here now to comment, Fox Business anchor Lou Dobbs. So, you were in the middle of this when you called for stronger border security with Mexico and stronger immigration laws to get that kind of chaos under control. What was that, 4 or 5 years ago, right?
And immediately you're called a racist because it just so happens most illegal immigrants crossing that border happen to be Hispanic.
All right. So you were in the middle of that, and La Raza was after you.
Media Matters, the Center for the Poverty, the Southern Poverty Law Center. I mean, without any hint of conscience, attacking and offering baseless charges just because they wanted to pursue an ideological goal that was in opposition to what I was saying.
But they also wanted to send a message to other people, you better not take Dobbs' stance or we're going to get you like we're trying to get Dobbs.
The politics of personal destruction have overtaken the country, particularly the ideological left.
All right. So now we do a report that says, you know, the authorities in New York State know that some people are using these cards in strip clubs and liquor stores and this and that. And we report it, and then all of a sudden, well, you're picking on the poor, you hate the poor, you know, ... Rather than saying, gee, that's wrong, there should be a law against it, and how big is the problem?
And that's exactly right. And these electronic benefit transfer cards that are showing up in strip joints, you know, in all sorts of areas.
And it's easy to do this, right?
Absolutely.
The EBT cards, you put them into any ATM, and you get cash. They give you money.
And the striking irony is that Congresswoman Gwen Moore from Wisconsin, she is the one perpetuating a stereotype by suggesting that this poverty, that this is an attack against those who are poor. Insinuating that somehow only the poor would be black, that they would be somehow disenfranchised by all of this. It's absurd. We're talking about a standard of conduct, a standard to which the whole country should
with all due
repair.
respect to Ms. Moore, I don't think she wants to solve the problem. I don't think she wants to have restrictions. She just wants to let everybody do what they want to do.
Her career has been working for nonprofits and for government. You may be exactly right.
How bad is the welfare fraud problem? I mean, we hear stats like in California, for example, Medicaid, the fraud level is 20–25%. How bad is this?
Across the country, $200 billion is the number that is used to talk about fraud in Medicare alone, nationwide.
Just in Medicare.
Just in
federal
Medicare.
program.
We moved to the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, the food stamps.
Yeah.
We're talking about 4% of the program. Over $2 billion is fraud. Now, they maintain, the Agriculture Department maintains that fraud is only 1%. Don't you feel better? This is a government that is out of control. It doesn't have a standard of conduct. It doesn't have a standard of operation. There are no benchmarks that are being applied by this Congress because, in part, whenever they say, you know, we've really got to do things the right way, someone's accusing them of racism. Someone's accusing them of xenophobia.
Up on the poor, and so they want to avoid it altogether. Now, with this high-tech business, though, these EBT cards and everything else, it's easy to put in things that would stop the fraud, is it not? It's much easier than it was 10 years ago to track this.
There is no question that there could be limits applied. And that's up to it's actually up to the Secretary of the Department of Agriculture. He could order that tomorrow. The second part of it is, you know, banks are making money on this.
Yeah,
Gwen
every
Moore,
transaction.
She could have as easily said, Bill, you know, this is an attack against commerce and banking and the international financial structure, but chose for some reason to go somewhere else.
All right. So my feeling about this is there's a certain segment on Capitol Hill doesn't want to solve the welfare fraud problem.
Right.
Just say, look, open the spigots, give them what they want, them, the poor, whatever, and don't bother them. They're poor. Leave them alone.
Yeah, leave them alone. Leave them within my congressional district. leave them in my power base, because if you disrupt and you actually get people moving upwardly and making them upwardly mobile here, my God, what will be my appeal to my constituents that are moving on and upward?
You have to be a defender of them, and if they're not there, then I don't get the votes. But also, the country's going broke, and I mean, we got to really stop this stuff.
May I say one thing for Congresswoman Moore's benefit? Half the folks receiving welfare are white, just to keep it on the record.
Okay, Lou Dobbs, everybody.